Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first AR or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Garth Hofer.
You almost weren't, man. That nap I was taking before the show, my alarm went off, and it was so close to texting you and be like, hey, have fun on your own tonight.
Yes, or it would have been just me speaking to the ether.
Oh, man. I'm sure that, the tens and tens of listeners that show up live to our show would have, kept you entertained. But I'm here. We're here. It's Thursday. Another Thursday. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeedy, feed the needy. It is Thursday, and we are live.
Live. Oh. Nick, you done anything fun this week?
Well, define fun.
Gun-related fun things that you may have or may not have experienced that has just filled your life with joy.
Well, yes and no. I did get to the range last week, which was exciting. Or, well, not exciting. It was a good time for me. And did a little... I changed zero and moved some cans around, so I had a can that wasn't used to being on a rifle. So some barrel harmonics got changed. And, coupled with new ammunition, it was not shooting where it might have supposed to have been. So we got everything. It was just a short little range trip. We got everything re-zeroed, shot everything, had a good time, and then pulled out my concealed carry and did a little practice with that. And so my old 365 XL, and went up against one of our friends with his fancy high zoot AXG, and with that on a battle belt and me drawing from concealment, we were we're not going to talk about who won.
I have an idea.
It wasn't the metal pistol.
Weird. It's okay.
Yep. That's okay. Those things happen. And as you know, after that, I went out and did one of the things that I love to do more than anything else. And that is I went training.
Of course.
And I spent 2 days training soldiers in a couple different towns in the eastern side of the state. And, we got about 200 soldiers trained up. And this was all PMI, a little bit of death by PowerPoint stuff, and then running them through drills before they actually went to live fire. So it was, where you get talking and go through techniques and what a bunch of that stuff type is. And, it was fun. It was with my old unit, which was even better. So I got to see a lot of friendly faces and, kind of do one of those hey guys. And then I went, oh wait, I don't have to do this. You guys have fun with the rest of your stuff. My work here is done. Deuces. And
nice.
Got to do some of that where I didn't have to play all the games with them. I just got to show up and tell everybody what to do for a little while.
Were you doing some machine gunning or pistols or all of the above, or?
So this was all M4 and saws.
Oh, cool.
So M249 machine guns and then M4 rifles. Because of how they changed some stuff around, now I have to teach everyone to run the belt fed as though it's an M16. and that just makes my heart happy.
Nice. So basically, the army just gave you pallets of ammunition and went, "Here, shoot all of it."
Not quite. We
Okay.
weren't again. We weren't doing any actual live fire this trip. This was just like, hey, I'm going to teach you guys how to hold this.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys how to use this barricade. A bunch of those types of things. Like we're gonna do dry fire drills.
dry fire with a machine gun. Not nearly as fun as shooting a machine gun.
You know, you say that, but I it's fun for me.
Oh, I get it. For you, yeah, it's fun. I'd be like, "Hey, there's a machine gun in my hands. Do I get to shoot it?" No.
Well,
Okay.
according to the government, they're all machine guns because they like even the M4s all have the full giggle switch.
All right,
So
let me correct it. I am holding a belt-fed firearm, but there's no belt coming through. So yeah, that I don't know. It's a tease, but people got to know how to do that too. I mean, you got to learn to crawl before you walk, right?
exactly.
So,
And the fun thing about the saw is you can actually like it would fit your definition of an AR
oh, cool.
because it does take an AR magazine as well.
Oh, nice.
So
Very cool.
by the Garth definition, that would make it an AR.
I love that definition. What's an AR? It takes magazines. PMag 30 rounds. Yes.
So I did that. I also had a couple other kind of exciting things for me, at least,
Mm-hmm.
that were purchases that I made, and so we had our false spring just come through.
We did. It's back to winter now.
Yep. So we had fall spring. So I was starting to get that itch for training and that training vibe hitting me hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a couple things. One, I should have brought it here into the studio. I guess I could still go get it at some point. But I took advantage of one of our links and affiliate links and got myself a ballistic helmet.
Nice.
So I already had a Amazon airsoft bump helmet,
Yep.
and now I actually have a real deal ballistic protection helmet that I can wear like doing duty stuff for guards, and so I will be getting that all set out. And if you guys want to hear the saga of fitting a helmet, I can definitely work my way through that with you guys. It's it's an interesting process because it's not just like slap bucket on head go.
Yeah.
You actually have to like move pieces of foam around, and it can be rather time consuming.
I know exactly what you're talking about, man. I just went through that process on the fire department. They gave me like 3 different helmets. They're like, here, like doesn't fit. All right, here, doesn't fit. So finally, I just took all 3 of them and pieced all 3 together to fit exactly what I liked. And like, well, you weren't supposed to do that. I'm like, well, sorry, I didn't want you guys to order a 4th one for me. So yeah, I understand the whole time consumption of fitting it perfectly.
Yes, so I'm still working on that. And then I picked up something that I had been looking at that I will do some Instagram photos or something of the like of, and I got myself a well, Facebook Marketplace got me.
Hmm.
I was out of town and had a little bit of time to kill, so you scroll through, open up Marketplace, and it's I pulled out my I was like, hey, look at this. This is It's the Pelican 1650 case for like $150. It's like a $300 case. I should totally pick that up because that'll be a great gear tote.
Oh yeah.
So it's the deep one that has the wheels on the back, so you can actually drag it around with you and use the wheels. And then, waterproof hard case, everything like that, just like all of my rifle cases.
Mm-hmm.
Only now I can put my ammunition, my plate carrier, my battle belt, all of those things, and my helmet and my night vision all in one box, along with like some snivel gear and stuff like that, or some of that kind of range centric gear that just gets wadded up and shoved in the back seat of my pickup. I can be like, hey, we'll just throw this box of training stuff in and run through with that. And Jen says Jen Champ Jr. says next show topic, defining Dooley's training, episode 1, guns. If you wanted to start defining my training methods, it's gonna be a while.
That's why it was episode 1.
Well, but what method of guns?
Well, I don't know. We could probably start with the AR-15.
This is true. But I am kind of excited to get that finished. And then the other part of that is exciting is I now have a new blank canvas to put all of my stickers on.
Nice. Yeah, you do.
Like this bitching combat bluey.
That was a good find at the SHOT Show there.
Yes.
And now we have the hookup now actually for all the stickers we want.
Yeah.
So super excited about that. Now, I don't my fun activities have not been near as yours. Like you said, we had fall, spring, and so now we're back to winter. And I've been busy hauling corn and not had time to go to the range. And now this weekend is uber busy with so much stuff going on. You're actually teaching a class tomorrow that I can't help you with because I have other obligations. And then Saturday we have the gun show in our local town there, and gonna go to that. And then we have our annual South Central Handgunners annual business meeting, I guess you'd say.
Banquet,
sure, we'll go with banquet. And so the weekend's kind of planned out with no shooting involved for me, and I'm kind of bummed about that. I really want to come to the range and do some R-ON with you tomorrow, but I don't think that'll happen. So
also that sweet combat bluey is by Sticker Phantom.
There we go.
This guy's like, we met him, cool dude, had a great time with him at SHOT Show. Sticker Phantom.
He got me in trouble at SHOT Show.
No, you got yourself in trouble.
He provided the necessary tools to get me into trouble, and we're not going to go into details.
Very much so. But speaking of SHOT Show, I have it in my hand, a product that we got from SHOT Show. And I know that you have one as well.
I do.
While we in the middle of this, Vince says, where's y'all's third at? Tyler is currently in parts unknown, but CONUS location, doing Army things. He's been deployed for a little bit. He'll probably be coming back soon, but he's off doing some Army things.
Yeah. Location so top secret, not even we know where he's at.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally know.
I know where he's at too.
But anyways, back to other things. Yeah, he's kind of doing the same thing I was doing like about a year and a half ago.
Yep.
So but back to SHOT. At SHOT Show, we talked to a guy, and it was from Stratus Support Systems, and and it is a very unique setup because what this is, now you can't really see if you're watching the video, but for our audio listeners, I'm holding up to the camera and demonstrating what is effectively a holster for an AR.
Yeah, it's a cool concept. Um, you know, about what, year and a half, 2 years ago, we had uh, slings start becoming very popular with me. You've always ran slings, and you made a good analogy, a reference that slings were the holster for the AR. Now there actually is a holster for the AR, and it's a pretty cool concept, actually.
It is. This will not, I'm going to say flat out, this will not replace a sling.
Oh, no, not by any means.
This is something to be used in conjunction with. So I'm going to hold this up and explain for all the listeners that listen on the audio podcast.
Mm-hmm.
In my hand, I have what is an end cap, or like the rear plate for the buffer tube that you would put your castle nut up against. And this plate has a QD swivel on the bottom side. So it is the you can put your QD slit into the back of the receiver. But on the side of it, it has, I'm going to call that a 3/4 of an inch disc.
Yeah, roughly.
That comes out like a button. Think of it like, like a button on a set of jeans, where it has the circle in the back. It's all metal. It comes up, and there is this, glass-filled nylon, plastic, whatever you want to call it, holster that has MOLLE straps built into it, and it also has a belt slide that you could put it on a duty belt, so you could wear it on whatever web gear you have, which now I'm starting to show my age. Whatever MOLLE you may have, you could put this on and attach it, or run it on your belt. So in the event that you had to, go hands-free, but you didn't want to just leave your rifle slung, but you wanted to have your rifle slung so you still had retention of it, but kind of keep it in one place.
A little bit more secure, if you will.
Yeah. Where you could put it on and it's not going to flop. That is what this is, and it has a retention device, so it won't just fall out. You do have to kind of press down to get it to come out. And it's a really neat concept. I am going to put it on a rifle and then try some stuff with it just to see what I think of it. I know that I'm going to change where I place that keeper about 700 times.
Oh, 100%. Are you going to put it on a rifle, or are you going to put it on a pistol?
Well, it has to go on something with a buffer tube.
Okay. So not an SBR, because yeah.
Well, I have.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I have two of those.
I know you do, but I can't because I don't have an SBR. So
yes. Question got asked: how far is Yankton from us? About 3 hours.
Yeah, a little bit.
3.5. Yeah, 3.5. Three and a half.
Yeah. Depends on who's driving and what road you're taking.
Correct. But it is a neat system, and I'm kind of excited to see what we can do with it. It's definitely not what I would expect, but I can definitely see the utility in it. And I've also seen it where they had these. The part that intrigued me was they did have parts of this for that would go into like It would go into a shotgun for like a Mossberg or an 870
Mm-hmm.
for a breaching system, so you could clip your breaching gun.
That'd be pretty neat.
And that would go onto my non-firing side, like opposed to my pistol,
Yeah.
because reasons.
Yeah. That totally makes sense. No, yeah, it's a cool system. I kind of wanna, instead of running it on my belt, because you know it would work there. I think I'd rather attach it to my kit and run it off my belly, so it's a little bit more secure there. So it's, because I like you said, I like the sling aspect, but your AR still flops around with the sling. To have it secured center mass, I think would be a nice handy feature. So that's where I'll probably try to start running it, and then venture from there. Also, I kind of like the idea of bringing it to our 3-gun competitions and holstering it, because I wonder what kind of red flags that would raise with the ROs that day.
I think it depends upon which one's running. When it's like, I don't know, it's holstered.
Correct, 100%. It's holstered.
I think a couple of them wouldn't know what to do.
No, they'd glitch out.
But yes, that is the fun stuff for us.
Yeah, no, it's been really neat to get some stuff coming in from Shot already, and we've got a couple cool guests coming down the pike here in the next few months, having those people on. And I don't want to spoil anything, and just let you guys know that there are in the works for several major companies that we get to talk to at Shot, who will be coming on the show in the near future. Or when I say near future, I mean the next 2 or 3 months. So
Correct.
yeah.
No, that and we also have some more interesting content that we are working on to come up that'll be across a couple different platforms, not just the audio and the YouTube. I mean, this will come out when we start producing some of this. It will be possibly on the YouTube as well, but definitely on the IG, and we'll try and upload it to X as well. I always forget that we have a Twitter.
Dude, I haven't been on Twitter in years. Of course, I don't get on our Rumble account either, so I'm a bad host.
We know.
We all know. We have social media? What?
Yeah. And no, it is definitely approaching that time of the year, though. Now that false winter is hit, and we're about to get, fall spring is hit, and we're in second winter. So we're about to get like almost spring happen again before third winter hits.
Yeah, that'll be about mid-March, late March.
And so I have the training bug hard.
And I suppose that's what you want to talk about tonight.
I've just been plotting more class. I have the training bug pretty hard, and then I do things like, hey, look at this. I found 8 hours. I don't have anything going on. I should totally do another class.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, oh, with that, I really need to take a class. So I should schedule one of these weekends where I'm not teaching a class to take one.
I was actually just going to bring that up tonight, man. It's been almost over a year now since it's been right at a year, coming up like this weekend, since we went and did a training course. So,
well, since you took your last one.
Yeah, okay, correct. Since I went with you to RevTech, we had a great weekend. We shot guns, we laughed, and I'm sorry.
I laughed. He laughed. I shot the toaster.
Yeah, that joke, yeah.
Exactly. No, I was just looking up to see what what courses were coming up, and I'm excited to get back into training again and teach, like not just teaching, but also taking some courses. And those are things that I will be kind of looking forward to and pushing things out to take some more, as well as doing some more training. I have been asked to teach a couple more AR build courses.
That's always a good time. So what class is on the horizon for you that you really just want to take right now, since you've been bit by the training bug again and again? What do you want to take next? Do you want to do a pistol? Do you want to do a close quarters carbine class, or a mid-range class, or
Well, this is one of those things where I have I've it's going to sound bad, but I want to take all of them, but
what?
that's just me because well, I love training. And in pushing through with what I'm looking at is I know that I personally have weird noises going on in the background. That was you, Garth.
My mic was muted.
No, it was not.
Sure it was. I got the blinking flashy light right here.
No, you have to mute. You can't mute on the mic. You have to mute on the program.
No, it's always worked. Whatever, I don't care. I'm playing with tape. Leave me alone.
It's like, no, it did not work.
Sorry.
Uh,
My
uh,
ADD is kicking in, okay?
I know what I need to personally, what I need to take is or I personally need to work more on some rifle stuff. Um, just because I did shoot a match and I was not pleased with how I shot in the rifle side. Pistol side I did quite well, but I have been doing a lot of focus on pistol and kind of letting my rifle slip.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I've been shooting rifle, I have been doing a lot more of the long range and that type of stuff, which did not help me for the type of shooting that I actually am doing more of, especially duty related.
Mm-hmm.
So that is I just need to get back behind a behind a gun and shoot little targets at 25 yards and do some death by dots and torture, dot torture drills and stuff like that, and just run my ACOG and my iron sights and kind of get back and break down some of those fundamentals of running the AR. Just because like doing positional shooting and some of that, I haven't been doing near as much of that. I've been doing the 3-gun, you know, put 2 holes in this target and move on and go fast.
Yep.
And I need to work more on some of that precision work.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at too. I'd like to take a closer quarters carbine class and work fundamentals with my AR, and especially into transitional shooting between my AR and the pistol. I've really let that go as of late. I've gotten really lazy about just going to the range and practicing with one firearm, whether it be my AR or my pistol, but not really working on transitions as much as I should. And also going to the range and just kidding up. I mean, it's been a minute since you and I have done that together, and we got all the weird looks at our local range there. But just little preparedness things like that is what I'd like to focus my attention on, and I guess real life situations, if you will, and to focus on that stuff. Because if I'm going to go, again, in my case, long range shooting is 300, 350 yards, and Jeremy would make fun of me severely for saying that, because I know when he talks long range, he's doing 600 plus or whatever. But to me, long range is that. I'm still going to be on a bench, so I don't really need to worry about that stuff, because then we're just out prey dog hunting and stuff like that. But I would like to work on, 100 yards it in. I think would be a doable and realistic goal for especially going into the season of 3 gun, which we're only a month and a half out.
Yeah, and doing some of that, and then you mentioned like putting your kit on and stuff like that, and that's one where I know that I am going to be one of those weirdos at the range for a while now. That's shooting with a helmet on,
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna get some looks then.
and
100%.
I know that like even at SHOT Show, there was comments made about like, look at the dude with the like he's got night vision and all of that on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, you're starting to see a lot more of it.
Yeah.
But some of that is, guys are putting. If you put a set of $800 ear pro on your helmet, I'd want to use it.
You're gonna use it. You're gonna walk around with it. Who cares who sees it?
Yeah, it's all right. Yep, I got my brain bucket on, and that is that's one of those things where I will be doing that because I need to get more used to shooting in that full kit, and that is definitely something that I need to work with as well. So maybe the next time we got a day off, day off,
Day off. Who has those?
and we have a minute, maybe I'll come up to your place and we'll do an hour or two in full kit because I know I have said it before, like till I'm blue in the face. If you have a plate carrier and you have full kit, you need to wear it and see how it feels and see how it moves.
Yeah, it's one thing to be prepared and have it, but if you're not going to train with it, and then you get to a situation where you actually might need it someday, and you throw this on, you don't think that 22 pounds. I'm going to say about probably 28 pounds with mags and stuff loaded in is a lot until you put it on at your house for an hour and walk around your house. You'll learn real quick that 28 pounds is a lot.
I know that the first time we went and took that class and you were shooting, that was your first time kind of doing all the drills and stuff in in full kit, and you were kind of smoked by the end of the day, like halfway through.
Oh, I took it off. I said, screw this. I don't care.
Yeah, he said, I'm gonna go, and I handed you a little mag shingle, a
Yep.
little micro chest rig that I carry as well.
Yep. And then I went and ordered 4 of them, and you know where all of them are? Still in the wrapper.
Oh, I'm not shocked.
I know where they're at. They're over there somewhere.
I believe you.
But no, actually, they're in that cabinet there. I know where they're at. Yeah. I know where they're at.
Yes, but that is like getting all that stuff set up and working with it and seeing how it moves is very much so a big thing that one has to do when you're getting ready to go into training. What are the other things that you think one has to do to kind of get ready for your training and train up for shooting season?
Train up for shooting season.
Like
Well,
when you're doing your preparations for shooting season and training season, which training never ends.
Well, honestly, I don't know if you consider this training or not, but uh, just taking a night and going through your firearms itself and getting them, roadworthy per se, cleaning them, and getting them polished up and oiled up, and checking gear bags and making sure you have the adequate things you're going to need when you're out on the road. Um, those are big things in my book. Like I've almost started going through my gear bags monthly and just updating stuff and changing stuff out, things that I actually think I'll need, from batteries to little things like band-aids and those ouch pouches we put together. You and I did a couple months ago, and just making sure everything's fresh in those. But beyond that, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I do think that's great. Another important thing I think you have to do is start tightening up, or not even tightening, but checking to make sure that all of your stuff is tight, especially if you haven't shot it in a while, or the last time you shot it was, oh yeah, I got done with the match and then I kind of wiped this down and then threw it in the safe.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that all of your optics are still tight, that nothing is moved, that everything is there. Making sure that your gun has the proper grips, like a VZ grip. And the unique features of VZ grips is they're machined from a solid block of G10. And G10 is great because it's durable and doesn't get slippery when covered with mud, blood, or sweat. The 17-degree grip angle and wide variety of textures from mild to extreme, along with color options and shorty versions available. 1911 grips with extreme customizability. Standard slim palm swells, thumb notches, bottom cuts, bottom profiles, safety cuts, and more. More than 25 textures and 27 colors are available. You can get Beretta grips, CZ grips, even revolver grips. And this coupon code is good for 15% off all handgun and rifle grips. And that code is AR-15 podcast.
So Thomas has a question. When is South Dakota going permitless carry?
So Thomas, we already are. Since, let's see, 2020, I believe.
Yep.
In 2020, they decriminalized carrying without a permit. So it is not that we, when we went constitutional carry, we still have all of our permits, which can be helpful for other things. And but they decriminalized. It is no longer a misdemeanor to not have them. Oh, USCCA is terrible.
Yeah.
But they do still have all of the permits that you have. It's just it is not illegal to not have a not have a permit. It's not illegal to not have a permit.
Correct. We pretty much let everyone in because South Dakota landed the free and get off my porch.
Yeah, freedom lives here.
100%.
Yeah. Oh, a second.
You do you, boo.
Well, that's okay. I was hoping my co-host would pick up and fill in the slack.
Man, we didn't come prepared today at all. Let me rephrase. I didn't come prepared.
I was going to say, I'm just going to start calling you Aaron.
Oh, man. That's rude. Okay. I mean, I probably deserve that one.
And Matt says that he got a trauma kit. So
nice. It's good things to have. I actually started carrying a seat collar with me in both of my vehicles, not because I'm really trained to use that. I mean, I sort of am, but again, I think you're going to happen upon an accident more times than you need a gun in your life.
Oh man, I thought for sure I was going to be the first responder to one yesterday.
Oh yeah, dude, that video you sent, insane.
Yeah, I did not take a video of the accident almost happening for anyone listening, but
the aftermath.
Yeah, I was out checking the road and somebody decided they were going to come around me on a gravel road, and they got pulled into the ditch and then channeled their inner Bo and Luke Duke, and they hit a field approach doing all of 60 miles an hour and sent their diesel pickup full airborne for a solid 15 to 20 feet before it touched down on just the front passenger side tire.
And I bet that was a sight though, man. Seriously, now that you knew everyone's okay, I bet it was pretty cool looking at.
Oh man, like they may have tweaked the frame.
Oh, I know they bent the shit out of something, I'm sure.
Like, I don't know what they broke, but something wasn't going to be coming away from that very, very, very good. And yeah, that was. They didn't get in a wreck. So Matt says, sounds like an impressive wreck. They in the middle of the field approach was an 18-inch culvert, and they missed that by probably 4 inches when they decided to ramp it to come back onto the road. And when they got everything straightened out, they were back on the road, and they just put it to the woods and fishtailed and kept right on going.
Yeah, they didn't want to hang on and talk to you.
No, they did not want to hang out and talk to me.
Because I imagine how that conversation would have went.
Well, you make it sound like I would have called them stupid.
Stupid, you know, or other things. I'm sure stupid would have been the nice word of the day.
You're probably not wrong. Ooh, Kurt says he had a that's ungood.
Yeah. Semi versus snowplow.
Yeah, that's generally ungood.
Not too good at all. No.
Yes. But no, that was one of those where I was definitely going through what do I have in my medical kits?
Mm-hmm.
And I carry a trauma kit with me, and then I have the BS boo boo kit first aid kits that they send out with us. I'm like, I could stop some bleeding, with what I have.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point, like, it's going to be, I'm not carrying C collars and all that type of stuff. Solely because, like, when you're coming up on something like that, like, there was multiple people in that vehicle.
Oh,
and I would have needed to have the full EMT bag.
Yep.
And like, I care. I am prepared. I am not a mobile hospital.
No, I don't try to be either. Mostly because I'm not a EMT or anything like that by any means. I'm trained in basic life saving skills. But anymore, I think my medical bag is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's almost to the point where it's as big as my gun case in my vehicles. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because simple things like tourniquets, C collars, stop the bleed, stuff like that. But at what point do you say enough is enough? I mean, you've got to be prepared, but you don't want to. I don't want to have a big box. The reason I got my Jeep was so I didn't have to carry this big tote in the back of my pickup anymore. Now I've got a big tote in the back of my Jeep, but I don't have any cargo space, and it's driving me nuts. But I also like carrying this stuff. I think I need a good roof rack like you do, and just fill that bad boy up.
I think you do. I concur. I agree wholeheartedly. Let's put a cage on the outside of your Jeep.
Yes.
That way we can still take the top off.
Yes.
But have the cage on the outside.
Oh gosh.
And Matt asked, how is that part of the month going?
Well, we are in February, and it's not. But we're actually, check this. I have 15 days yet. So, and there's a gun show coming up this weekend. So, success.
I have bought plenty of parts.
I know you have. But to actually build the whole gun, I'm going to need more than 12 months.
What?
Well, I mean, if we're going to do it this way, because I mean, you could label AD10 a part. I could go that cheap route, but
I just call it a lower parts kit.
Yeah, I know. So I'm going to shop around the gun show this weekend first and see what's going on there. Maybe I'll buy a barrel or a handguard or,
I happen to know there's a brand new barrel.
I'm sure it's behind you in the next room.
No, it's right over there.
You can't see.
Yeah, it's a 9-inch 300 blackout barrel.
I don't want a blackout. I don't want a 300. I'm sorry. Just that. It's just another caliber I don't have, and I don't want to start.
But it's so quiet.
I do like quiet. I do.
Subsonics through that, like, we should have you come out and shoot my subsonic 300 blackout sometime.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be like, okay, I has to have one.
Yeah, but I remember when you guys all did the 300s and it was the rage and it was what everyone had. And I was like, you know what, man, I just, meh.
And you didn't have silencers then.
I didn't. Now I'm not going to say, I'm not going to say how many I have. How about, we'll just leave it at that. Speaking of silence, I need to come do paperwork on that one that's in your basement.
You do need to come do some paperwork on a silencer with me.
Gosh dang, I keep forgetting that's down there. Oh well.
Yep. And a 308 barrel. Matt, just a second. I'm going to look and see if my favorite barrel manufacturer is still making the best 300 blackout barrel ever.
Is it Faxon?
No, it is not.
Ooh. Who are you using nowadays?
Oh no, this is for 308.
Yeah.
I have a very specific. I am over 18.
Age wise, yes. Mentality.
Eh,
Meh.
All right. So for hands down the best shooting barrel I have ever used in an AR-10 platform is from Black Hole Weaponry. I still have it. I love it. I shoot all the time. They're not cheap. And I'm going to tell you to order the 18-inch with a rifle length gas system and a standard, well, either light or standard for the 750 gas block journal, and just go from there. So the reason why I love this barrel so much is they are a polygonally rifled barrel.
Yes. Because we all know what that means.
So there are different types of rifling. Like rifling is what imparts spin onto your bullet. Like those are the grooves cut into the barrel.
Understand that part, yes.
All right. So standard button rifling means that they have like pretty much a rod with two buttons welded to each side of it. That is then twisted through, and that imparts and cuts your your rifling into the barrel. And Matt, yes, like a Glock barrel. There are major benefits to the polygonal rifling in a rifle over a handgun, because it's like, I'm not going to get into some of the really weird stuff, but it changes how it grips the bullet to spin it out as everything makes in contact with the lands and grooves. And it will allow less bullet deformation, but it is far more costly a method to machine.
So go out and get your polygamy barrels.
So that's why this barrel is $450 for just the barrel, whereas like $200 for another barrel that's a really good barrel, you're looking at $200. And when you're doing these ones, it is more, but that's the cost of the machining. And the one I have is shooting sub 5-inch groups at 500 meters. So that is I'll take that all day long, being sub 5 MOA at 500, or well, sub 1 MOA at 500 meters. And that is pretty solid.
Yes.
Oh, you were
Sorry.
talking.
No, I wasn't talking. I got distracted. I saw something out of the corner of my eye. It was just a shadow. It kind of freaked me out. So
Yeah, it is a very nice barrel. I've had it for several years. It was on my first 308 build, and that rifle is just like such a solid shooter that I don't want to change anything on it because it shoots so dang good.
which one is that on?
My tan AR-10,
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
and it's like it's got the hokiest uh, forend in the world. I Cerakoted it myself, and it's like a Hogue front end that was done before M-Lock was a thing. So to like add a bipod to it, I drilled holes and then threaded them and screwed in sections of quad rail.
He dooleyed it up.
And like, I just straight up went, well, this is mine. I need this stuff to be on here. I have a drill press and a tap and die kit, so we're gonna make things work. And that's exactly what I did. And it has been an incredibly serviceable rifle. It's free floated, everything works great. It's just it is not cool guy specific.
Yeah.
It's not even cool guy adjacent.
It works though.
Oh, it works. It goes bang every time, and it shoots just lights out.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. What I think I'm going to do is when we get into some warmer and some of those other projects coming up,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to purchase a 6.5 Creedmoor barrel and change out my Problem Child AR-10 to a Creedmoor and do some optic swapping.
So what you're saying is this spring, 2024, we're gonna have an AR-10 battle royale.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool.
We'll have whatever it is that Dooley made in the past. Then we may have something cool from a company like PSA and the Saber line that might be coming. Maybe, possibly.
Possibly.
Weird things in 308.
Yeah.
And then I do think I am going to convert one of my 308s to a 6.5 Creedmoor. Just because, well, it is fun to go out and shoot those medium to long range distances. You know, and shooting long range was fun. I did a lot of it. I really enjoyed my long range classes I did. Man, I just like running a gas gun. I shoot a gas gun so much better than I do anything else.
That teach their own, man, and you are exceptionally well at shooting them. I have bared witness.
Yeah, I shoot an AR platform better than about anything else when it comes to a rifle. And also, I'm going to say this, if you're going to shoot a rifle match, don't do it within an hour of getting off a plane from Vegas. That could also be why I didn't have the highest score. Yeah, let's get up at 4:00 in the morning and then get on a plane and then fly for 4 hours, land, and immediately shoot a rifle match.
Yeah, that. No, we don't have to worry about next year, though. We don't.
Hopefully we don't.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, hopefully we do not have to worry about that next year. And you know, there is one thing that we do have to talk about every month and do have to worry about every year, and that is Patriot Patch Company.
Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co for all your accessory needs, from pop culture patches to timeless, endless patches to AR-15 mouse pads. Actually, they're cleaning mats. We say it every time. I love it. This is what I have at my desk right now. My mouse runs so smooth on it. They also have signs and stickers. Go check out Jake at Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co.
Yes. Make sure you check them out. Also, guys, make sure you're clicking through these affiliate links. Like, we know you're buying stuff from PSA, and go to the show website, click on an episode, and it doesn't cost you anything, and help with that. It helps us.
It helps us. We get pennies on the dollar.
Yes, and Jen Champ Jr. says, what you train with is what makes you comfortable, and that makes it. Wait, let me. It's what you train with, and also what is comfortable too. That makes it happen. And it is true. I do way more training with an AR than anything else, and I'm not going to say that bolt action rifles are outside of my comfort zone, because I am still pretty handy with one of those. It's I don't have issues with the bolt gun. I just really, really like running gas guns.
Can't say anything bad about it. Maybe that's why I like my lever guns so much.
It could be. If only you were the host of something about ARs.
That's why I'm the co-host and I get to run whatever I want.
Yes, I kind of bleed black rifles, so
yeah.
Yeah, someday I'll go somewhere and people won't ask me questions about them.
And then you'll be concerned.
Hey, I've made it through full days without talking about rifles before.
Was today one of those days before the show?
No.
I know. Because we had a 30-minute conversation.
No, it wasn't. Not at all. And I do have a question, or an answer to a question from an email that I got.
Okay.
It was about specifically about reloading and bullet weights for doing some stuff like that. And it was from Mr. Devon. And I didn't reply back because I read it and I was out plowing snow and went, I'm going to get back to him on that. And I just realized I never got back to him on that. But the short answer is, because he was asking, let me pull up the actual question here.
Please do.
As you hear me furiously typing in the background to get into everything. Because, well, that is what we do here.
We're super professional. We should hire a secretary.
Well, if we got paid in anything other than
if we got paid. Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Very, very, very true. So the question was asked about reloading, and he acquired a great deal on 176 grain A-tip or AMAX or A-tip bullets from Hornady. And he was talking about it's recommended for a 1 and 12 twist. And he wanted to know if he could use it in a 300 blackout with a 7 twist. And the short answer to that is yes, you can. So I'm not going to give you a whole bunch of load data, but like I run 209 grain for subs, and I know there's 180 grain subs out there as well. Generally, subs are around over the 200, but you will see loads in that 180 grain. I would recommend picking up a like a Lyman, like Lyman's up to the 50th for their load manual. And it is our 51st edition now, because they will have a bigger variety of bullets and things to run with. So than just any of the single manufacturers. That's kind of become my go-to reloading manual. But sorry, I was going to answer that question and I forgot to. So
very cool, man. Well, Nick, we're hitting right at the hour mark. Anything else you want to discuss this evening?
No, I think we've pretty much beat this horse to death. and we can start moving on from there. So, Garth, do you have anything to add?
Not necessarily. I don't want to leave anyone in the dark. We may not be here next Thursday. We might be here next Thursday. I'm not going to be here next Thursday because I have got to go to a dart tournament for the state of South Dakota. Nick will be here, or he won't be here. We're not really sure yet. We'll let you guys know on the social medias. How about that? So,
and where do they find those social medias?
Well, they can find them at AR-15 Podcast 2.0 at gmail.com. That's the best place to get a hold of us. We do respond on Facebook and Instagram as well, but we both get the notifications on our phone for the email. AR-15 2.0 at Instagram, AR-15 Podcast on Facebook, and then the Rumbles and the X's and the Spotify's and iTunes, I believe, is all AR-15 Podcasts, I think. I don't really follow those because I don't have them, so I'm a bad host again.
Yeah, it's anywhere you find podcasts, just Google the AR-15 podcast, and you will find us. We're available on Spotify, YouTube, AR-15 Podcast 2.0. On X, it is AR-15 Podcast 2.
Wow,
yeah.
weird. Cool.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't let us do the point.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's just their fault.
But with that, Garth, do you have anything else to add tonight?
Nope, man. We're out. Y'all have a great week.
And you folks out there, you stay safe and stay armed. Support the people who support the show. Primary Arms, VZ Grips, 4Patriots.com, and Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to check us out on social media. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on Instagram. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on YouTube. AR-15 Podcast 2 on Twitter. AR-15 Podcast on Facebook and wherever podcasts are found. If you just want to drop us a line, let us know how we're doing, or give us a show idea. Make sure to send that email to AR-15Podcast 2.0 at gmail.com.